The last part of our assignment is to create a basic PowerPoint slide presentation. The example here in Blackboard shows a presentation that consists of 4 slides with some basic text information, a few graphic elements, and some images. The layout of the slide is based on a template. In the newest version of PowerPoint, the current template that's being shown here is not available. However, any template that you choose will be fine. So let's start by opening up PowerPoint. Rather than choosing the blank presentation, let's go ahead and scroll through our templates and pick something that we think would be appropriate. I'll go ahead and pick this template called Facet. When our template opens up in PowerPoint, it already contains a title slide. So on the title slide, we're going to replace the generic text with the title Adventure Works. So in order to do that, I'm just going to click on the generic text and type my new title, which is Adventure Works. I'm going to do the same for the subtitle, and that is it for our title slide. We would like to add another slide to our presentation. In order to do that, we're going to click the New Slide button. But instead of just clicking the button, we're going to first click the down arrow. And for this presentation, we're going to use the title and content layout. This allows us to add text and an image or some other type of media on the same slide. So the text on the second slide is going to say 7 continents. And then the image that we need is an image of a globe. So in Blackboard, I have provided an image for you that you can download. So in order to download that, you can just click it to open. And when it opens, right-click, choose Save Image As. Save it someplace to your hard drive. Go back into PowerPoint, and in the content area there are several icons which represent different types of media that you can insert. The one we're going to use for this is called Picture from File. We're going to go ahead and click on that icon and search for our globe image that we just saved. Choose Insert. And we're going to go ahead and modify this a little bit. We can resize it. We can move it by dragging it. So I would like you to do that. Resize and move your image in order to make a balanced and attractive layout. In order to insert a new slide, we're going to click on the New Slide button. When we click on this button, the slide that is added is going to be the same layout as the previous slide. This is the layout that we would like to use. However, if we did want to use a different layout, instead of just clicking on the button, we would click on the down arrow and choose the type of layout that we would prefer. Another way to add a slide is to make a duplicate of the current slide. So the current slide is always going to be the slide that is selected in the thumbnail view. So slide number 2 in my thumbnail has the globe already inserted. If I were to click on that thumbnail, it's highlighted in red and that becomes the current slide. If I would like to duplicate that slide, I would right-click and choose Duplicate Slide. And it would make a copy of that slide right below it. If I want to delete a slide, I just hit the delete button on my keyboard, or select the slide I want to delete, right-click, and choose Delete Slide. So there are several options in this contextual menu that appears when you right-click on a slide. And since this is a very basic introduction to PowerPoint, we're not going to go into depth about any of these options. On the next slide, slide 3, we're going to make that slide active by clicking on the thumbnail. And we're going to replace the generic text by clicking on it and typing in our title, which will be your last name, word, flyer. In the content area here, what we're going to do is add a image of the word flyer that you created in part 2 of this assignment. So how would we go about doing that? Would we click on the picture from file icon, find our assignment folder, find our Word folder, and choose our word flyer that we saved into the Word folder? Well, we can't do that because it's grayed out. The reason we can't do that is that we saved our word flyer as a Word document, not as an image. So in order to create an image of that flyer that we could insert into our slide, we need to go ahead and open up that flyer and then go ahead and create an image from the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Microsoft Word, and I'm going to go to File, Open Recent, and choose my word flyer. Now there are a few different ways that we could create an image of our flyer that would be appropriate for inserting into our PowerPoint presentation. But the simplest way, I think, would be to take a screenshot, or if you're used to the PC, it's the equivalent of a print screen of our flyer as it's displayed on our monitor. What we're going to do is hold Shift Command 4. When we do that, we get a little, our cursor turns into a little crosshairs, and we're going to go ahead and click and drag from the top corner of our flyer image to the bottom right hand corner. So the top left corner to the bottom right hand corner. And when we're satisfied that we've selected our entire flyer lies within the selection, then we'll go ahead and let go of the mouse button, and you hear a little sound that mimics the sound of a camera shutter. That means that we've taken an image of the area of the screen that we've selected. So now we can go back into our PowerPoint presentation and click on Picture from File. The location of our screen image that we took is always the desktop by default. It will always save it to the desktop, so we can just go ahead and click on the desktop, navigate to the desktop, and choose our screenshot. Click Insert, and we have an image of our flyer. We can resize this a bit and reposition it just to make a more balanced layout. The last thing I'd like you to do on this page is to add a subhead. We can add some text here. I've already clicked on the text box to activate it, and right now my cursor is blinking in the middle of my title. I'm going to click at the end of my title, so my blinking cursor is after the last letter of the title, and hit return on the keyboard and go ahead and type in the name of my business. And this is just a subhead. We want to create a typographic hierarchy, which means that the title should be more prominent and a bit larger than the subhead or subtitle. So let's go ahead and just apply a different style to our type. We'll make it smaller, and we can change the color. I think black is an appropriate color for the subtitle. And so now we have the name of our flyer and the name of our business, an example of our flyer on the slide. We have one more slide to create. So in order to create that slide, we'll go ahead and click on the thumbnail for slide 3. Right-click it, I should say. Right-click the thumbnail for slide 3. Choose Duplicate Slide. When the slide appears, it's already selected, so I can go ahead and type over the text that's already there, and we're going to go ahead and just type in your last name, Excel practice. For the subtitle, we're going to just type in Chart 1. Replace the subtitle that was already there. And you can probably guess the type of image that we're going to be inserting into this slide, which is the image of our Excel bar graph that we created in the first part of this assignment. So what I'm going to do in order to customize this slide with our Excel bar graph is select the image of the flyer, press delete on the keyboard. When we do that, we get our content area back on our slide. We can go ahead and choose Picture from File, navigate to our assignment folder, navigate to the Excel folder, and then choose our Excel chart PNG image. Click Insert, and our Excel chart appears on our slide. We can resize this a bit, move it around just to make a more balanced layout, and we've completed our slide presentation in PowerPoint. We do need to save our file. Go to File, Save As. Navigate to the PowerPoint folder inside your assignment folder. And I want to double check to see what I am supposed to name my file for submission. So I'm going back to Blackboard. I'm going to navigate to the Assignment 1 page, scroll down to look at the assignment submission instructions, and I see that I should name my document with my last name, PPT, which is an abbreviation for PowerPoint, and Basics. So I'll go ahead and save my document as my last name, PPT, Basics. Again, make sure that it's saved inside of your PowerPoint folder, which is nested inside of your Assignment 1 folder. We should be able to just, well, let's quit PowerPoint and I'm quitting Word. I'm going back to my assignment folder, double-clicking it. I'm going to click the arrows on the left-hand side of these folders so that they're all pointing down and I can see the contents of each folder. Right now, I have an Excel folder that has my Excel chart image and my Excel worksheet. I have a PowerPoint folder that contains my slide presentation that we just finished, and I have a Word folder that contains my Word flyer. These are the documents that need to be submitted. I think what I'm going to do first, however, is I'm going to go ahead and double-click my PowerPoint presentation. When I do that, it will open up in PowerPoint, and I can scroll through my slides by using the down arrow on my keyboard just to check and make sure I have everything that's required. Scroll back up using the up arrow on your keyboard. If you want to see what it would look like if you were to present it full screen, there's an icon at the bottom of your window called Slideshow, and we can click on that, and now your slide presentation will take up your entire screen. Again, scroll through using the arrow keys. After the last slide, it will show this black screen and some instructions on how to exit the slideshow. So you could click like it says, or you could choose the escape key, and that will work the same way. So now that we've double-checked and proofread our PowerPoint presentation, we can go ahead and quit PowerPoint again. I would recommend doing the same, previewing or double-checking your other documents and images just to make sure that everything is there. There's no spelling errors, nothing is missing, all instructions have been followed, and make sure that your assignment folder is named using this naming convention and that your file and folder structure looks like this. Once we're sure that we're ready to turn in the assignment, we need to zip the folder. What we're going to do is take this folder with several files inside of it and turn it into a single file that is compressed so that the size of it will be a bit smaller. So let's do that first. We're going to click on our assignment folder, right click, choose compress. When we do that, we have a file that appears on our desktop with a .zip at the end. Make sure this is the icon that you're seeing, and what that is, it's a file. It's not a folder, but it's a file that contains all the items inside of this folder. Now it's automatically named the same as your assignment folder, but it has a .zip at the end indicating that it's a certain file type, a zip file. This is what you're going to upload to the assignment link in Blackboard. When I receive it, I'll download it. I'll double click to expand. When I do that, it will retain my original zip file, but it will also give me a copy of everything that's inside of that file. So now I have the folder, I double click, and everything is inside. So let's go ahead and go through the steps that would be required to upload this to the assignment. So I'm in Blackboard, I'm in assignment 1. This is for the 8-week course, assignment 1. If it's the 16-week course, it's assignment 2. Click on the red link. Scroll down. choose Attach File, Browse My Computer. We're going to look for our file that we need to attach. I'm already on the desktop and I see my zip file, so it's the zip file that you're attaching, not the folders. Click on the zip file, choose Open. When you choose Open, it doesn't actually open, but what it does is it attaches the file. Blackboard is showing you that you've got your file attached. Any comments that you would like to write, this is completely optional. There's really, unless there's some sort of special circumstance, there's really no reason to add comments. And then just click Submit. Once you've done that, then you've successfully completed the Office Productivity software assignment.